Hey guys, we're live. I'm Jeff with eBay Addicts, and today my guest is Piqua Resellers. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, thanks for coming on today. Go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience in case they don't know who you are. You can tell people who you are, where you're from, and what it is that you do.
My name is Danny. My channel is Piqua Resellers. We are actually from Piqua, Ohio, just north of Dayton. I think I'm echoing. And me and my son decided to start a channel and try to do a family thing. And so that's how we got started.
Yeah, I think you had Cincinnati Picker on your channel a while back, didn't you?
Yeah, he's me and my partner had a shop, and he passed away. So we agreed never to sell on eBay. So I reached out to him, and that's how we got hooked up. So now we're really good friends.
Okay, cool. Let me say, we got a bunch of people in the chat today, so let me say hello. I wanted to say hey to the Philly Flipper is in the house. He says, Danny. I wanted to say hey to Don. He says, Don from Tampa. He says, I'm in the house, a.k.a. the guru of garbage. Hey, Don, I'm from Tampa as well. Thanks for coming by and hanging out with us today. I wanted to say hey to Carter P is in the chat. What's up, Carter P? I hope you're doing well. Wanda is here, says, newbie here. Hi, everyone. Hey, thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us today. Philly Flipper says, where is Parker?
That's my son. He's today's his mom's day, so I don't have him today this weekend.
Okay, cool. I wanted to say hey to the Flipping Accountant, man. You're getting around this week. I think you're supposed to be on with Prison to Profit, and then you're going to be on with Philly Flipper. So sounds like you got a jam-packed week. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us. So talk to us a little bit, man. So you're a full-time reseller, is that correct? And you live in Ohio, and you're in the process of moving, from what I understand. So tell us the whole backstory about what happened as far as you moving and transferring from one location to another. Let's tackle that, and then you can talk about what it is that you do as a reseller.
Well, I really say I'm a part-timer because I do a lot of. We had a shop, so we always sell appliances. And do you hear me echoing?
I hear you just fine.
Okay, I keep hearing an echo, and I'm like, I turned everything off. But my partner passed away, and then we paid our house off. So my wife's going to quit. We're going to remodel our house and then do it together full time. And then I heard from a neighbor guy that they sold the shop. So then I got a hold of the owner, and they're supposed to sign papers in July. So now I'm trying to move 7,500 square foot. And it's about 800 square foot at my house. So it sucks. It's so hard work by yourself. You can't really depend on anybody.
So you're in the process of moving everything from your shop to your house. Have you looked at possibly maybe getting a commercial spot somewhere where you can relocate things?
Yeah, but it's I was planning on having back surgery in August, but I'm having insurance issues right now. So I really didn't want the overhead, and we have enough room that we was going to add on to our garage and or buy a big shed. So until we haven't even got the deed yet because the loan place is out of, I think it's in Florida somewhere. So we're still waiting on them to give us that before we can even, go get a loan or whatever. And then, the prices of wood and stuff so ridiculous right now. So we don't know. We have 3 bedrooms upstairs we don't use, but we really want to get it remodeled, and then we're all going to take our rooms upstairs, and that'll free up a couple bigger size rooms in the house.
Okay, cool. So I wanted to say hey to Jennifer Hayes that's here in the house. She dropped your link. You're really close to hitting 2K subscribers, aren't you? I checked today, and it was like $199.99, right?
Yeah, we're sitting right now exactly 6 away.
And I heard a rumor that you guys are going to be doing a giveaway. Is that true?
Yeah, we're going to be giving away a GoPro White 7 with a few accessories, a Piqua Resellers hat, and some stickers.
Yep. So if you guys aren't subscribed, I have his links down below for YouTube and Instagram. And once he hits 2K subscribers, he's going to be doing a giveaway. I'm doing a giveaway soon as well. I just hit 4,000 subscribers the other day. So we're doing a giveaway here probably next week. So you guys want to stay tuned for that. I wanted to say hey to the Flippin' Accountant is here. Paul, the Philly Flipper, says yes. There's an echo. I don't hear it on my end. If you guys hear the echo, let me know. I wanted to say hey to the Flippin' Sports guy is here in the chat, and Wanda. Dawn says, "What part of Tampa are you in? I saw you were on the Lakeland Reseller channel." Yeah, I stopped by to visit Tom at Resell America. I'm actually just north of Tampa. I live in a town called Zephyr Hills, which is just north of Tampa. But I just tell people that I live in Tampa because most people outside of Florida, they don't know where Zephyr Hills is. But if you think about that, like Zephyr Hills bottled water, that's how it's spelled. So yeah, I live in just north of Tampa, so it's cool. There's not a lot of traffic here and all that. Wanda says she just subscribed. Well, thank you. So, talk a little bit about what's going on with you, Piqua Resellers, man. Tell me about how you got started into this whole reselling thing, because I heard you have a lot of merchandise right now. So, how did you get started, and how did you kind of grow and scale your business?
I actually started with $20, and it's just blown up. I've always dabbled in eBay, and I was in healthcare, and the gentleman was getting way up there in age, so I started buying a few things. So that's how, and then it just went wild. Me and my buddy had a shop, and then when we closed it down, I sold a lot of stuff to John. I took all that money, everything I've ever sold from like John and other YouTubers, I just reinvest that money. And maybe a month and a half ago, I sold John 11 baseball hats for $1,000, and I got it for $80, and it was also came with a tub of Revere ware. So I took all that money to fill the whole shop. I wanted to fill it up before my wife came, so we didn't have to worry about running out of stuff and have to so I can actually sit and take my time with her to do it all.
Yeah. So you just so you got how much product you have listed? Because I was watching your channel the other day, and you said you have 2 eBay stores now. Is that correct?
Yeah. I'd say between the two of them, before I started moving, I was like 11 or 1,050 total, and now it's probably, I think it was like 9, 10. I just haven't been able to list or anything, and I'm just basically trying to move everything and then focus on that instead of have to keep focusing on sales and things like that. So it's really hurt, but I probably have 100,000 plus items to list. So, and then I went to a garage sale today. It's like I need to quit, but people like the garage sale videos. And it's like, and I keep saying it's got to bring me $20 or more profit. But then it's like you see the stuff and it's so cheap. Like I found a whole bunch of Build-A-Bears, and they usually sell 15 to $20, but they were all quarter, 50 cents, 75. And it's like, how do you not buy it? And then it came up to something 75 cents. And she's like, well, we'll just make it even. And, so it's like, man, I'm even getting better deals. So
right.
I think it's got so much. And I think I'm going to, when I do start listing, which I plan on Monday or Tuesday, I'm going to list like bigger, bulkier items so I can get it out because I really need the room.
All right.
So.
Yeah, you could also maybe post some of the bigger, bulkier items, maybe on Craigslist or OfferUp. Maybe try to sell some of that stuff locally, just to offload it, so that way you don't have to ship it and it doesn't take up a lot of space. As resellers, the 3 things that we all either kind of come up against is you either run out of time to list all your merchandise, space to store everything, or money. So you have to continuously kind of reinvest your capital back into your business. So, Danny, I kind of wanted to switch gears here for a second because I was watching your YouTube video the other day, and I heard that you actually got kicked out of this bar at this reseller rally. So you have to tell us the whole story here, the good, the bad, what all happened here, because it sounds like you had a blast overall at the reseller rally, but you have to tell us the whole story, what got you kicked out of this bar. We got to get to the bottom of this.
So most people know John, Cincinnati Picker, him, Lonnie with Shed Flips, and Pete with Craigslist Hunter, and Ronnie Hart, which I'm not sure what his channel is. They all set this up, but John, I guess, likes this bar, and it's a German bar. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's like Hofendalker or something. It's really weird. So we all go in there, and nobody's wearing masks or anything, and we found another room, so we started putting the tables together. And the manager came out, was talking to John and his wife, and then John stands up and is like, I guess they don't want our money. They kicked us out because we moved tables and there's too many of us. But what
Really?
stopped was, for me, it cost $20 to get from the hotel there through Uber, which we tipped the guy, and then we had to pay another 20 to get back. So it's like, man, we were down $40 and didn't even get a drink or nothing.
Wow. So because you guys put the tables together, they told you had to leave?
Yeah, they started off by saying it was COVID, and then John kind of called them out, and then it was, well, you guys moved tables. You're not allowed. We have to be, So and John, I know John had to have told him we could move the tables back as long as we were just in that room, and it wasn't good enough. And that place was so packed in the other room. The other room had more people than we did, so it was like they just didn't want to. I just don't think they want to serve us, and they lost out on thousands of dollars.
Yeah, that's crazy. So you get there and you pay your ride there and back. I thought you were like being rowdy and rambunctious and asked you to leave. All you did is move some tables, and they told you to leave over that. That was crazy.
Yeah, and it was like, and John felt so bad because he, was telling people, come and hang out with us here. And I bet there was 50, 60 of us. But then some people had already ordered food and stuff, and everybody's like, well, we don't want it. So it's crazy. It was nuts. And then we went back to our hotel, and they had a little bar, and one guy, this guy took care of us all night long and didn't have any issues. We all tipped him really well. It was fun. Everybody got drank a little too much.
Yeah. So at the when you were there at the boat, I mean, I heard Craigslist Hunter was there, Cincinnati Picker, Lonnie from Shed Flips was there, Matt Part-Time Pickers. So tell us all the good stuff that happened while you were there on your trip on the reseller rally, because sounds like you had more fun than you thought you were going to, right?
Yeah, really, it really was. We boarded like that. We had to meet at 6, sign in, and then it seemed like it took forever. Then we get in there on the boat, and they said dinner was at 7, so everybody had to sit down for like a half an hour or so. The food came; it was really good, and then the boat started moving. I sat right beside the window. I'd never been on no boat like that before, and I didn't think I was going to make it. I really didn't. I thought I was going to throw up. I was so worried I was going to ruin it for my wife. But yeah, it was fun. Everybody was talking to everybody and buying drinks with everybody. And then they had a couple games. And the one game, he said, well, wait till you get enough drinks in you. So, and me and Thrifty Junker was a team.
Yeah.
I don't know who the other guy was. And then Joey Bada being we had like 5 or 6 IKEA bags. We had to do like a runway deal with it.
Yeah.
So
I saw a guy wearing that blue IKEA bag. So it sounds like you guys had a little bit too much fun. So let's say hi. Here's your buddy here. Thrifty Junker is here. Says Danny was sick. Says I was not drunk. And says, hey Jeff and Danny. Wanda says, wow, that's crazy. They got kicked out of the bar. Jennifer Hayes says the Heart Pickers, I think. And Carter P has a quick question for you. He wants to know what platforms you currently sell on. You sell on any other platforms besides eBay?
I do like marketplace for appliances and stuff, but most part, me, it's just eBay. My wife now she sells clothes and stuff on Macari, Poshmark, and eBay. Like I don't know what you call it, but she does all 3 of them at once. That's why we got the second account, because if she sells something on Macari right now, she's still working. If she sold that in the morning and then somebody buys it on eBay, then it's like we have to cancel. So I'm like, no, you're going to have you can use that other eBay account. I don't want to deal with it.
Okay, cool. So you guys do Macari, you do eBay, so you do a couple other platforms. So so what are you going to do with a lot of this unlisted inventory that you have like at your house? What are you guys planning on doing with that?
Well, I have a 4-car garage, so I divided it, and I'm just filling the 2-car garage up with just boxes, which I'm very, very close to being full. And then inside I have 2 sets of shelves. One is my listed. The other one I didn't want to use, but I'm putting stuff that's not listed, stuff I'm going to list first. And next weekend I plan on having like a garage sale at the shop for my friend's family. any YouTube friends that want to make a trip or whatever, and I'm just going to do like by donation just because if I can help anybody that's reselling or somebody that needs something, I'm all for it. So hopefully by this weekend I'll have everything that I really want out.
Yeah. So what are the main items that you sell? Do you have a certain niche of items that you sell, or do you sell a little bit of everything?
I try to sell a little of everything because, like, you know, people that sell just clothes, that's the only traffic you get. So I like collectibles. I do DVDs, video games, very limited on games. I don't really like video games or video anything. I got a bunch of VCRs and DVD players. I really have not had luck with electronics. A lot of scammers, and then you know they'll say it doesn't work, send back a blue VCR, and the one they got was black. And there's no support with eBay on it, so. But I don't pay much for it. But it's still like I don't want negatives over something that I know I really that worked, and
Yeah.
you know, just that and video games. It just seems like those two are my biggest scammers, biggest hassles. So I try not to even mess with it.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually just had a return yesterday. I sold this guy a video game, and he bought it, and it was like a $9 video game. It was like $9 or $10, and so he messaged me and says the game works fine, but he says he didn't like the artwork on the box. And I said, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to keep it, or do you want to send it back? He's like, well, I want to send it back. I said, okay, well, go ahead and send it back. Like, I'm not going to argue with you over $10 because I probably paid maybe 50 cents or something for the item. So I'm like, if you don't want it, then send it back. Like, this game's 25 years old. They don't make it anywhere. Good luck going to Target or Walmart or Best Buy and finding it. But I can understand as far as dealing with customer returns, but that's part of the business. But yeah, mostly I kind of stick to my niche. I sell a lot of CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, video games, VHS tapes, because if you guys don't know in the chat, it's in the select category. So you can have the basic store, which is like $21 a month, and all those items that are in that select category, you can have up to 10,000 items in those select categories. So what happens is at the end of those 30 days, if your item doesn't sell, you auto relist and you pay zero insertion fee. So that's kind of the niche that I stick to because I can pick up items like DVDs in the pawn shop for 50 cents and then turn around and sell them on eBay for 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 bucks. And you got 50 cents tied up in the item. And anytime you could turn 50 cents into $10, you've got a 20x on your money. You've got a big range of negotiation there. So, yeah, I sell a ton of media items and things like that. Let me say hello real quick to Travis R. is in the chat. He says, what's up? I wanted to say hey to my buddy BK from the Rockies is here. He says, drop questions in the guests for the in the chat for our guests. Thanks for stopping by. We have my buddy here, Kelly Reseller Louise, is in the chat. He says, hey, Jeff and Piqua Reseller. Hollywood Reseller, he wants to know what got you into reselling. So you must have came in a few minutes late.
Well, I think I was 12 or 13. We go to flea markets. They were big back when I was younger, and I really like sport cards and stuff. So somebody actually like took a liking to me, and they gave me a little room. So I started doing flea markets, and as soon as eBay came on, I did a few. You know how that is. You find your own stuff, and then you're hooked. You're hooked real quick. But I also worked full time, so then they always mailed you money orders and checks, and it just took forever. So I just got burnt out. I raised my two daughters single, so you know, working full time and them. I thought it'd be good for extra money, but then I just would get burnt out and just kind of got away from it. And then here recently, it's like I have an option. I can go be They claim me disabled because of my back, and so I can't work in a factory. I don't want to get a disability because it's not much. So I told my son, you know, he was really avid about doing YouTube. So I said, let's just do this, and we'll do eBay. If I can do better at this, then we'll just do this until I possibly can't do it, and then he can take it over. But unfortunately, when we got monetized, my son did Legos, and he loved it when people would comment, you know, make you feel big. And we had to take it all down, and anytime he stuffs up, he can't even comment. So he's basically, he has not very much excitement for it. So he just videotapes on a phone here and there at garage sales. So trying to get him into it, but he's only 12, going to be 13. He's signed up for football, so he's more into that right now anyway. So I'm trying to get him to sell stuff because I'm like, you know, if you sell cassettes and VHS and DVDs and even the video games, by the time you're 16, you can buy a car. So that's why I keep on to those, just hoping he'll do it. If not, I'll list them. I don't have no problem, and they're easy, you know.
Right,
So.
right. Yeah, I was going to say, when you're on disability, they give you a check, but it's not much. I've heard people on disability, they make $700, $800, $900 a month on disability. And then the thing is they limit how much money you can make because you're disabled. Like, you're not allowed, like, you're only allowed to make a certain amount of money, and then that's it. Then they cut you off. So you definitely don't want to be on a fixed income. You'd do way better, you know, reselling or doing other things on the side besides just being on disability, because like I said, they limit you. They say you're only allowed XYZ number of dollars, and then that's it. And then, you know, they cut you off. So we had a quick question in the chat from Don. He says, does anyone use a third party to manage the eBay side of their business or a part-time lister? My issue is I don't have enough time to list, as I sell at the flea market once a week, more to stores. I do all the listings myself, but I have worked for a company. I've worked for 2 companies in the past. One of them was an estate sale company, and another one was a brick and mortar company, and they had an eBay section. And I just they put an ad on Craigslist. I went and applied, and I think one company, I think they paid me like $15 an hour cash. This was a couple years ago, and they just needed help as an eBay lister. I would show up for 4 hours and, you know, take photos and, you know, list items on their eBay store and help me out, and then they'd pay me $15 an hour cash for my time. So you could possibly post you know, an item like that on Craigslist and say, hey, I'm looking for an eBay lister. I've also heard of some people taking eBay merchandise. Maybe they have a stay-at-home mom, or they have a friend or family or coworker or aunt, uncle, cousin, and they'll get a whole box of merchandise and they'll drop it off at their eBay lister's house like the night before. And then like 2-3 days later, they'll come pick up the old merchandise and then drop off new merchandise. And I don't know how that works. I don't know if they pay them 50 cents a listing or they pay them per hour, but I've heard of people doing that as well. But I do all my listings by myself. I mean, believe it or not, when I'm listing a bunch of items that have barcodes like DVDs, Blu-rays, CDs, and all that, I can probably list 100 items in an hour. It doesn't take very long to scan a barcode, take a picture front and back, and list it. So, but yeah, I would check into that. You have any advice for him, Danny, as far as you know, needed help with listings?
Good luck. I've actually, on my Facebook, I've had, you know, tried to have people come in and interview them, and that's why I was like, hey, I only need 4 or 5 hours a day. You know, if you work 5 hours, it'd be 4 days. If it's 4 hours, you know, 5 days. And I just need X amount, and for just that, I was willing to pay $300 cash under the table, or I can 1099 them. It didn't matter either way. And I've hired 14 people. My daughter showed up for 1 day, and a buddy of mine showed up for 2 or 3 days. And then as soon as he got paid, it was like I'd never seen him again. So wow. It's really hard to keep anybody, and you got to be able to trust them, because like with me, I got so much. I have a lot of high-end stuff, but I also have little stuff that, you know, if they took something, it'd take forever before I realized it. And then by then, I wouldn't even think it was stolen. It was just something I misplaced or something. So
all right, cool.
It's really hard. But like you said, Craigslist and everything. And I that's why I kind of don't mind selling like books, media stuff, because of this barcodes. So, like you say, you scan it, take a picture of the front and the back, boom, boom. And, you know, I can list a lot like that too.
Yeah, most of the stuff that I sell is stuff that's already like new in the shrink wrap. So I don't have to worry about the disc being scratched up. I don't have to resurface it. I don't have to do any testing. I don't have to do any cleaning. It's just boom, boom, boom. And some of them, you'll get 10 or 20 of them with the same SKU, the same barcode. So all I do is just make a listing and then put quantity of 10 in the listing. So it goes by really quick when you have multiple of the same SKU. Wanda is in the chat. She has a question. She says, are there any items that you have previously sold but prefer not to sell? So is there anything in particular that you try to stay away from?
Electronics and video games. But John, Cincinnati Picker, he's into video games. So usually what I do is I get a bunch of stuff and say, hey, do you want this? This is what they want. And then he'll say, yeah, I'll pay you this if you get it. And then I'll get it, because it's the scammer. Like you said, even if it's a $5 or $6 video game, they know 9 out of 10 people's going to say, don't ship it back, just keep it. I'll give you your money back. So, and so to me, it's like, you know what? The best way to stop that is stop selling video games. So, but I do have some video games. I try to have everything, so I have the wide audience, you know, of customers and different customers.
Yeah,
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, that answered her question. She said, "Is there anything that you prefer not to sell?" But yeah, I prefer to stay away from clothing. I don't like doing all the measurements. I don't like people asking me 99 questions. And even when you put all the measurements and everything in the system, it's difficult. When someone goes into a brick and mortar store and they're trying on a shirt and a pair of pants, they can try it on and feel to make sure it fits. But when they're looking at it virtually online, you can put a 2X or 3X or even put the shoe size down. But let's say you're selling a pair of Adidas size 13. Well, maybe in Adidas, they only wear size 12 because it's different sizes depending on what type of company it is, like Nike or Adidas or Reebok or whatever. They may be, you may wear a size 12, but when you try it on, it may be a different size. So I prefer to stay away from clothing. And then also you have stains and tears and just there may be a little hole under the armpit. And you didn't see it. There's stuff like that. So I try to stay away from clothing. But yeah, as far as like video games and stuff go, that's why I try not to pay more than 50 cents or $1 a piece for the items. So if something does happen to that item, it gets lost in the mail or it gets damaged or someone stole it or the customer wants a refund or return, it's like, okay, I've got 50 cents or $1 tied up in it. It's not the end of the world. I'd rather keep them happy as opposed to me getting negative feedback and them open up a case on me. So I understand completely.
Yeah, that. I don't know, but I'm wondering if eBay is more relaxed with clothes because, you know, of that. Like me, I bought a pair of Jordans that are 13s, but then I bought some Adidas that were 11s, you know, like you say. And I don't know if they're more lenient on people that do sell clothes because of that issue. Because like I can wear a 2X, but I'm so long that it's like a 2X normal, like my belly button would hang out. So I have to go to 3X or get the tall. So you just never know. You can't just go by the, you know, small, medium, and large.
Yeah. So. Hey, Don, my email is listed in the About Me section on YouTube. If you go there, you can check me out. Or either you can send me an email or you could hit me up on Instagram. I answer all my emails. So sure, yeah. If you want to offload some merchandise, I'll come by and take a look at it. Mostly, I sell stuff that's new in the shrink wrap. So if you have CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, stuff like that that's new in the shrink wrap, video games, I don't mind getting them used because sometimes, I mean, I picked up a video game before that was used for 50 cents and it sold for $200. So, but yeah, if you want to offload the merchandise, like I said, you can hit me up. My links in the About Me section on YouTube. You can hit me up on Instagram, or you can check out my my email list listed there. Wanda says, "Thank you. I appreciate the info. It helps so much to hear from experienced sellers." Yeah, man. So you have some tips or tricks or some advice that you could give us, Danny, as far as reselling goes? Like, what would be your top 3 pieces of advice that you would give somebody that would help them out?
Okay, well, first, when I first started the YouTube, which was June 29th, and I was watching, you watch other resellers and you say, oh my gosh, he's selling, you know, VHSs or some ceramic stuff or breakables, and you see that they're making good money. I went out and was buying that stuff, but my thing would be, if you're not into it, don't do it, because especially like electronics, I never like to mess with them because you have to do it. Takes so much time, you know, checking them out, cleaning them up, and then like say I had so many like returns and issues with it. It just really like made me like in a funk, and it's like I didn't want to list as much and stuff like that. So like just list stuff that you really are into. That's my thing. Like I didn't think I'd like plush dolls, but like Build-A-Bear dolls. But they're so easy, and they're, you know, really easy to take pictures. It's just you gotta make sure you got bright light, make sure there's no stains or anything, or like you said, with clothes in the holes, things like that. But like stuff like that, you're paying. Like I bought like 6 of them today, and I think I paid a quarter, 50 cents, 75 cents, and then they knocked off 75 cents at the end. So it's like, you know, they sell $15, $25, and they're so easy. So I haven't had any issues with them. So I would say if you don't like something, don't even get into it. That's my.
Yeah. What are you saying? if there's something that you really enjoy, like if you like shoes, sell shoes. If you like video games, sell video games. If you're really big into clothing, what you don't want to do is get a whole bunch of merchandise that you bought at the yard sale at a thrift store and come home and it just sits in a death pile and it doesn't get listed. So if it's stuff that you like listing, it's stuff that you enjoy, and it's something that you have a passion for, like go ahead and do that. Also, you have a competitive advantage. Like if you know a lot about tennis shoes, like let's say Danny knows a lot about shoes and I don't. I would walk right by a $200 pair of shoes because I don't want to put my money in something I don't know what I'm doing. But if he knows a lot about shoes, he would say, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll spend $10 or whatever to buy these shoes and turn around and sell them on eBay for $200 because he knows what they're worth." So if you're kind of in a niche that you know a lot about, whether it could be anything, whether it's shoes or hats or video games or DVDs, if you have a niche that you really are good at, stay with that niche, I would say, and then you can branch out later. But if it's something that you know a lot about, you have a competitive advantage over, where other people may not. Travis R wants to know, he says, how many items do you currently have listed?
I think about 900 between my two accounts. It was at 1100, but I've been moving, so I haven't been listing hardly anything. So I'm really surprised I'm still having decent sales. I just run a sale here and there. But as soon as I get it going, I'm going to average. My goal will be at least 25 items a day on each account. And then when my wife comes, it's going to be even more because she's also going to be full time. She's going to spend 2 days or 3 days doing clothes and other. I don't know. I would rather her do like 3 days of her own stuff, and then 2 days she's going to help list some of my stuff so we can just keep on it.
Yeah, the biggest thing is you got to list it for it to sell. I'm at between my two eBay stores, I think I'm at 6,500 active items right now, and my goal is to hit 10,000 by the end of the year. So, like I said, that's the big thing is you have to keep reinvesting capital back in your business, and you have to get the merchandise listed. That's the thing. Like once it's not going to sell if you don't get it listed. So those are two things that I would recommend. Travis is in the chat. He says, "Do you sell on other platforms as well?" You talked about that a little bit earlier. You want to talk about that real quick?
I personally, I'll sell appliances, furniture, bigger type items on Facebook Marketplace. Then I personally am just strictly with eBay. But my wife, she mostly does clothes and shoes, men and women's, on Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay. So she does pretty good for being very limited on time because right now they got her working a bunch of overtime. And that's why I really don't have her helping me because, she's working full time and I don't want her to be exhausted or get hurt. So that's why I just do it myself.
Okay, cool. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to give a shout out to your buddy is here in the chat. Jen's Closet Gems is here. She says, yeah. Pokemon says, "Hey, Danny and Jeff in chat." So, hey, Jen's Closet Gems for coming by and hanging out with us. Thank you for hanging out. If you guys have questions for our guests, you can drop it in the chat. I got a question for you, Danny. Where do you see yourself? Because you said you have to have back surgery soon, but what is it that you envision for yourself maybe, 2-3 years down the line as far as your YouTube and reselling business? What are some of your goals that you have?
I would like to work on my physical body, get back in shape because this is the worst I've ever been. But being off work and stuff, it seems like you're so bored at home. That's kind of another reason why I started. Well, maybe if I do eBay, I'm not going to be bored and watch a commercial and then go to McDonald's and get something. So, but then the YouTube seems to be growing pretty good. So I would just like to I'm 43, I'll be 44 in July. So I actually have a 6 years goal because then Parker will be of age. And my goal is to hopefully at least have 5,000 subscribers and doing decent with that. And then this way, Parker, he can hopefully he's into it and then he can just take over it. And then I'll do my semi-retiring and do my disability and be happy ever after. But I'll still help and do stuff on the side with him.
Okay, so. Danny. So I caught your channel the other day, and you guys were doing so you were talking about having goals as far as your reselling business. So do you have some other? Can you talk a little bit about that and tell people what it is that you do on your YouTube channel? So if they come by and subscribe and check you out, tell them what kind of videos you make on a regular basis on your channel.
All right. If I go garage selling, thrifting, wherever it is, I try to videotape that. every week I try to do a weekly sold, but that's going to change when the shop's done. I'm actually going to have them pick the orders with me, and then if there's any issues with eBay or shipping and stuff, like I'll go over that. What else you ask? I have ADHD. I'm sorry.
I was asking you what kind of videos that you have on your YouTube channel. So if people come by and subscribe and check you out, what all videos you have on your channel. And I was asking you about your live stream you had the other day, talking about goals that you have as far as your reseller business goes.
Yeah, on Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, me and K&D Flips, Keith, we get together, and it's because we're like not motivated to list. So we thought, this can't be just our problem. So we do lives. His son graduated, so last 4 or 5 weeks we haven't been able to do it. But this on the 14th we'll be back on Keith's channel, and then hopefully the following Monday I'll have the 2K, and we're going to do the giveaway then. But yeah, we just go over like what our goals are for like this week, and then we go and discuss if we made what we had for last week, and then we talk about like our buys, anything that sold good on eBay, stuff like that, and then any issues that we have, we talk about it. And then like the group's always awesome. They always jump in and they talk about their issues, and that's what it's for. Is hopefully we can maybe help solve something for somebody, or if we don't know, somebody in the chat might know. So it's just really to try to motivate each of us, and so I really like that part of it. But it seems like it's like going on 2 hours, so I decided, and Keith, we agreed we're just going to keep it on for an hour, because by that point we're so far off, and who knows where the discussion gets to.
Yeah,
so
I want to. Yeah, so I have all his links down below. If you guys want to go by and check them out on YouTube and Instagram, tell them where they can go by and check you out at, because I have your links down below.
On Instagram, it's Piqua_Resellers. That's about the only one I'm really on. I do Facebook, but you gotta be friends to really message there. And then my email is my name, Dan Schaefer, 99@yahoo.com. I'm very bad at responding to those, so the best, any questions you got, or if you're looking for anything, it's Instagram. That's what I've kind of been learning. I'm not really a techno guy, so every time it takes me a while to learn it.
Yep, I have his links down below if you want to go by and check him out on YouTube. He's really close to 2K subscribers, so I hope you'll get there by sometime this weekend. We'll do what we can. Hopefully you'll get there, man. The Cap guy just hit 1,000 subscribers today, so I was really happy for him. So, hey, yeah, I wanted to ask you. Do what?
Bobby, Cap guy, he's been trying forever, so as soon as I seen it, I got on there, and I was like, heck yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, it's a grind, going from that 0 to 1,000 is probably the hardest part. So, hey, so I wanted to ask you real quick before we let you go. Can you tell us about those? So you had a video game that you bought at a yard sale recently. Because you could tell us about that and kind of give our audience a preview, because you're going to make a separate video about that. Can you talk about that for a little bit?
Yeah, we was actually at the reseller rally, and somebody had like a PS3. It's still in the box. I mean, it's used, but it's in the box. Couple controllers. A Nintendo with like 5 games, all the accessories for it. I think it's a PlayStation 1, but it's a weird one. I don't know. There's a special name. Some games for it as well. And then he had like 11 Zippo lighters that were supposed to come, and they didn't. So because he really wanted enough. He wanted like $25 for it all. And I was going to give him like $60 because it was such good stuff. But then when it got to me, there was no Zippo lighters. So at that point, I was kind of like, why would you do that? So I just gave him the 25. I probably could have still paid up a little more, but I just don't like dealing with people that, to me, come off shady. Just like, don't tell me what don't make a deal with me and then don't bring it. So that was kind of going to be the video too. Like, I was missing this, and this, and this. And it's like, he sent me the pictures. Like, how would I not know that it's missing? So, but I do know the guy, and we're really good friends. So it's not like I'm going to let it bother me. And that's why I told him, I said, well, I'm going to put it in my video that, you know, it didn't show up because that's the truth of it. And, you know, I try not to sugarcoat nothing because even, you know, friends can lose stuff. And, you know, we were supposed to meet on Monday, and I don't even think he got to me till Tuesday or Wednesday. And I was just like, you know, so then when there was no Zippos, and he said that they were in a bag, and he thinks his brother or nephew accidentally threw them away. And it's like, you know, if that happened to me, I'd be like, hey, man, I got to back out of the deal. These are missing. Because to me, I really wanted the Zippos because I have about 100, and I was thinking, I'm just going to put it all on an auction just to get rid of it, you know, downsize, because I got thousands and thousands of watches, and I was just going to start grouping hundreds just to clear up room.
Yeah, so. I was getting ready to say that I had an idea. Since you wanted to offload a bunch of merchandise, maybe you could have like a YouTube auction on either on your YouTube channel, or you could jump on someone else's auction and you can get rid of a bunch of merchandise that way, because you're kind of consolidating and you're downsizing, moving from your shop to your house. And in that way, it would take you hours and hours and hours to sit there and try to list all these items individually. But if you were able to just say, hey, I've got a wholesale lot of 50 XYZ items, and you put it up on the lot, and then that way all you have to do is just slap a barcode on it and ship it out the door, because you only have so much space at your house because you're moving from the shop to your house and you're in the process of remodeling your house. I just thought that way it might kill two birds with one stone. You can make a few dollars, and you can offload some of this merchandise that's taking up space in your house. Not big stuff like furniture, but maybe if you have like maybe some records or some cassette tapes or video games or electronics, just a bunch of stuff that you want to offload, you could say, okay, I've got a pile of 25 or 30 of them here, and just auction them off to the highest bidder. You know, you can start the auction off at $5 or $10 or whatever, and maybe you can try that out. I'm just bringing it up because I saw like Mr. Buys a Lot, Kelly Reseller Louise, some of these other YouTubers have done that, and it might help you free up some space. So it was just an idea.
I actually got a whole Mr. Buys a Lot was at the reseller rally, so I got his number, and he was like, yeah, you know, he buys it all. And I really was coming close to just having him come and just completely buy me out and then start over and take like $5 and be like, what can we turn $5? This is starting all fresh. I got rid of everything. $5, we'll go to garage sales, and it'll be a slower process, but you know, we'll just start all over. So
yeah, well, you don't have to sell off all of it. I just thought it would just free up some space. Yeah, but yeah, Mr. Buys a Lot, he has space and he has capital, so that would be a good source to talk to there. But anyways, we've had you on the show for about 45 minutes. I appreciate you coming on and hanging out with me, Danny. Do you have any other final thoughts that you would like to leave our audience before we let you go?
No, I just really appreciate you having me on. I can't remember, but you had somebody on that I subscribed to, and I watched and been following you ever since. So when I saw your message, I was like, oh, doing cartwheels. Because I just thought you just seem like such a good guy, and you know that's what I look for. I don't like to watch so many of these people that come off fake, if that makes sense. There's just a lot of those.
What you see here is what you get. We don't have any, you know, I don't have a script. There's nothing scripted here. There's no teleprompter. It's just us just hanging out and talking with my friends. And we like to give people tips and tricks and give advice to help people in the chat. And it just is what it is, you know, where it's not, you know, I don't have any special lighting. I don't even have a laptop. I'm shooting it on my cell phone. So we're kind of bootstrapping it here. But I appreciate you coming on. Tell everybody one more time where they could go by and check you out on YouTube. I have all your links down below. Let them know where they can go by and check you out.
Yeah, we are doing a 2K giveaway as soon as I hit 2,000 subscribers. The giveaway will be the 21st as long as we hit that. And there'll be more details following that. If you're into reselling at all, I show the mess ups, the goods, the bads, the issues with eBay, all that. I don't sugarcoat nothing. I'm more of like the emotional type guy. So if I'm really having it, I'll let you know about it. And yeah, we're just a family that's trying to grow together, and YouTube just seems to be. So far, it's been kind of fun. Sometimes it's overwhelming, but yeah. So big things this year. Like I say, we're going to. The whole family's going to get into this, and as soon as the move's over and I can relax, my eBay's just going to go nuts. I plan on having like 5,000-6,000 things in the next 2-3 months, so we're really going to jump hard.
All right. So, well, We'll get to it. Yeah, I'm a subscriber of your channel, so let's get Danny to 2K. All his links are down below. You guys have a great weekend. I'm going to have a new group of guests lined up for you next week. But you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye, everybody. We appreciate you guys coming by and hanging out. Jen says keep your head up, Danny. So just keep hustling, man, and hopefully we'll have you back on again soon sometime, all right? Have a great weekend, everybody. All right, bye, guys.
See you guys. Thank you. Peace.